Greetings, my friends. This is a really fun project I hope you'll like. I've been experimenting a lot with formulas for the clay and surface effects of different kinds, and the SnakeSkin EasyCuff, I think, embodies that. This was done with 3 different effects that you'll see, and I got the mix for my base clay that you'll see on the inside also by mixing half Sculpey translucent and half yellow gold glitter clay. And what you get with that is a ton of flexibility. You can make them a lot thinner that way. You can get more out of your clay, and they're also light and comfy. You see how the inside comes out. That one's really sparkly because I had refined the mix by then. So that's half and half, and I'll leave that formula. This is some white that I mixed a little tiny bit of antique golden because I wanted the white to be sort of a little bit dirtied up, a little bit more beige. That's just alizarin crimson, my very favorite color. And that's a sheet that's left over from the mix that I told you about, the yellow gold glitter and translucent. And this is super easy. You know how caning can be so, precise and everything. Well, this is not that kind of project. You're going to make yourself up some little snakes. It doesn't really matter what size it is. You can reduce it or not, because you'll see in the process it kind of falls together. So what I'm building here now is a random stacks of the colors in different sizes. And as I build my little pile of clay, I'm just making sure that it's varied, that there's not too much of any one thing anywhere. With your white, even though we've kind of softened it a little bit, it can still take over the design. So with your white, just make sure that the snakes are kind of small. I just stretch them out, make them smaller than the other ones. And I'm going to keep doing that until I have used up all of those pieces. Those were about 2 by 3 on a number 1 setting. Just little rectangles. It's really kind of random, but that's about the volume you need. And you'll have clay left over with these. So I'm going to take it after I've made that stack, and I'm going to squeeze it. I'm making it into square the size of my first bracelet. And I haven't explained it very well, but with the SquarePairs, those are made to coordinate with your bracelet kit, because a 1-inch square pair makes a 1-inch square. Then you take those squares and they go on a 1-inch bracelet. It can be cut, of course, with a 1-inch template. So the 1-inch, 3/4 inch, and 1/2 inch sizes are all really intentional. And I hope this year and through video and stuff I'll be clearer about that, because sometimes I know what I'm thinking and I don't really share it very well. So I'm going to lay these pieces out like this, and I cut about 7 of them just to be sure. And I can see by my size that even though they're stretched out a little bit, they'll be giving me what I need with regard to the 1-inch. And I'm going to lay them out here. Just make them random. If you have to flip them over once in a while, just make sure they're not too lined up, because we're trying to vary the colors. I'm going to stick them all on there and make my strip, my first strip. When that's done, I'm going to do the same thing with the other square pairs. So now I've got my 3/4 inch, which will fit my 3/4 inch bracelet, which will fit my 3/4 inch templates. You get it. And I'm going to make it that size, and I don't have to worry about whether or not the strip will be the proper width. Cut that up, make myself some pieces. A big part of this is the fact that we're able to scale down the size, and that's important, because if I want a big bracelet with big snakeskin, see, I've got that. If I want the little one, if I want the medium size, that's what we're doing here, is we're bringing it down so that each strip of snakeskin goes with the size of the bracelet. So scale is important. I'd rather see a small pattern on a small bracelet. So here's my texture sheet. I love it. It's beat to heck. I use it a lot, but it's really holding up. I'm going to take the largest size of snakeskin and put it on the largest size of cane slices. I almost don't even want to call that a cane. It was so easy. It's like, so I'm going to roll over that, and I'm going to do the small side next, because that's more accessible, and it's right there at the edge of my Sculpey sheet. So I'll take that and take the little part and put it on the small scale cane that I've laid out. And when I get done, I'll cut those apart, of course, because it'd be kind of difficult to get the middle to go right just in the middle. So you'll see that. So I've got my 1/2 inch ready. I've got my 1 inch ready. And I'll do the 3/4 inch last. And it's easier like that, I think. I tried it a lot of different ways. I made kind of a mess of it a couple times, That's alright. Live and learn. So I can cut my strip out, and I'll set it aside till I have them all ready to place on the metal cuff forms. So that's what you get, I got to give you the advertising, That's why I made those kits, because you got your sizes, you got your SquarePairs to make stuff to go on the sizes, you got your metal cuffs, and everything matches, And to me it's just easier, because I used to use, everything. I used to have wooden strips and I couldn't see through them, So there's the middle one. That's the 3/4 inch. I'm doing that last and gonna get ready to put them on the forms. Hey, that's parchment paper under there. It's deli paper. I don't know, it's something like that. I get it from the restaurant supply store, already in those, easy to use sizes. I get it for you guys, but gosh, it's expensive to mail, and you're gonna want to find it probably. So now I got my strips. I'm gonna put them on the cuff. Now you see, the higher or thicker they get, even at this thickness, they just almost don't reach the edge, and that's intentional too, because what I like to do is pinch them down to give a slightly domed appearance. And when you do that, you're pulling the pattern down a little bit too, and it just looks good. I like it. So you trim that. You trim the edges, both the sides, the ends, and then the little corners on the ends where they're rounded. And put some mica powder on it. And the more you do this, you'll see. I seem like I'm glossing over it, but honestly, when it's in your hands, it's super easy. That's my Christi Friesen in strength. I've got all the Christi Friesens because, believe me, I want a lot of them. I want a lot of variety, and so I don't like to buy the big jars. I just get these collections from Christi Friesen, and that way I get a lot of different colors. So you see right there where there's like a little bit of mica kind of slopped on the place where I didn't want it. Just get a little alcohol. I use wintergreen alcohol because I like the smell. That's why it's green. And just touch it up. And then I go on the sides, and I'm using my little art brushes. And I carry these things in my store, but see how they're short? That way they don't poke you in the face when you bend forward, see? That's why I have them. You add some powder on the edges, on the ends. I use those 3 on the different cuffs. So you see the little one? I use the really bright zing, and then I use the flash on the other one. So don't forget this part. I'm sorry I didn't record it. Poke a little hole in the end. Okay, so that you can put your ring through there. If you forget, you can use a hot needle. You can use your little Dremel. But so this is baked. It's poked. It's glossed. I don't talk a lot about gloss because it's like this giant industry of which gloss do you like. I don't know which gloss you like. But use the one that you like, and make sure it's nice and dry. Look how isn't that pretty inside? That's what I'm talking about, and we didn't have to do anything except just mix that clay up, so it kind of makes it, I don't know, makes it look more finished when it's pretty like that, I think, on the inside. And the 3 different colored powders gave me 3 different looks, so, when you're doing craft fairs and stuff, you want to have different things to offer people, that are easy for you, and I think this is easy. These findings I'm using are from my store, of course, and they come in the Simply Elegant kit, and what that's all about is you get 5 of the same cuff sizes, and you get 5 different sets of hardware, different colors and stuff, and that way you can do stuff like this without having to go out and buy each of these little items. So I got my 12 gauge ring, and that's what I put in the ends of these. Then I take my 6 gauge ring and add on a lobster claw. And at the end you'll see different ways of doing that. I can add 3 rings on each end if I want it to be longer, and I can add just 1 on each side like I'll do later, with just one lobster claw and one ring to make it shorter. So you want a lot of flexibility, and if you don't use up everything on each bracelet, you just have it for, to use later. So in my kits, I give you enough stuff to kind of, give you the choice of how you're going to adjust your fit. You just put them on like that. They're almost soft enough to do with your fingers, but it's kind of hard to get in there without something pointy. So I use those kind of tools. Now you see the different versions of it there, and the different colors that go with it. And then I'd had to take one more shot of those interior areas because I just love them so much. I think they look really pretty. So when you're doing your bracelets, be thinking about what colors of mica you want to use, and the silver glitter, it's called white gold glitter. Looks beautiful mixed with translucent. And you can use my little tools if you want to, and have a blast. Thanks a lot. See you next time.